To a new session, and in this session we are going to see cross-region replication and same region replication. All right, let me type it for us. So what we're going to do is cross-region replication and same region replication. We are going to primarily see the cross-region replication. I hope you would have already read the relevant documentation in the previous PPT associated with this particular video from the LMS. Yes, right. Let's now dive straight into the topic. All right. So cross-region replication. Let's see how to implement this. So I'm going to be going to S3, and the first step that I'm going to be creating is I'm going to create two buckets, a source bucket and a destination bucket. All right. Okay, so let me first create a bucket. I'll call this as a source bucket. All right, or I'll call it as the origin bucket. Test origin bucket. All right, I hope this bucket ID is available for us. And let me put this in Oregon. All right, I'm not going to be copying any settings. I'm going to be doing it manually. I'll keep it as ACLs enabled. Then public access, I'll just leave it as blocked. Remember, CRR and SRR, cross-region replication and the same region replication, both are dependent on the bucket versioning. All right, so make sure you enable the bucket versioning. Otherwise, the tags, default encryption, and object lock can be as default. We don't have to change any settings there. Let me create the bucket. Okay, so I've called this as the test origin bucket 00001. All right. Next, let me go ahead and create a bucket, and I'll call it as the test. I can call it as the destination. Yeah. Test destination bucket 00001. All right. And let me put this in a different region altogether, and I'm going to be putting it in I'll put it in EU London. All right. Okay. All right. So I'm not going to be copying any settings as usual. ACLs enabled. Public access is going to be blocked. Bucket versioning needs to be enabled. And last of all, create a bucket. All right. That's good. So we have two buckets here, the origin bucket and the destination bucket. All right. Let me go ahead and open each of them in a single tab. All right. Okay. So this is my test origin bucket and this is my test destination bucket. So we are going to be, what we're going to do is we are going to be replicating the objects within the origin bucket to the destination bucket. There is two parts to it. All right. So you remember from the documentation, the objects which are already existing within the bucket cannot be, copied when we are initiating the first level of change. Please remember this point. It's not that it cannot be changed. It cannot be copied. It can be copied, but it has to be done using a batch job completely. All right. So that's a different part of it. So let's see how to go and set up the origin bucket. So for first step of it, let's go and upload a file here. Let me add the AWS logo file. All right. I'm going to upload it. Okay. It is successfully uploaded. And remember, we haven't set the replication policy yet. So it is not going to be starting to, replicate it to the destination bucket. All right, but let's just refresh it and see it. So we don't have any objects here. Remember, usually it takes somewhere like about 3 to 5 seconds for the objects to be seen in the destination bucket. All right. Now to set up the policy for replication, go to management, and under management we have what is called as the replication rules. All right, so click on create replication rule, and I'll call this as replica rule 1. Okay, status I'll keep it as enabled. So the source bucket is going to be coming in from the test origin bucket, which is located in the US West, Oregon. So I have the option here to limit it using a set of filters. Like, let's say I want to have only a set of files replicated, or am I going to be applying this to all objects in the bucket? For the purpose of this demonstration, I'll apply to all objects in the bucket. And the destination, choose a bucket in this account. Okay, so either I can do that, or if there is going to be another account that you want to use, we can use that as well. Alright, so if I'm going to be using that, it's going to be asking for the account ID and the bucket name. However, I'll choose a bucket within the same account. Remember, we have already created the destination bucket. So to search here, click on Browse S3, and we should see the destination bucket here. Please select the destination bucket. Alright, so it is going to be replicated to London EU West 2. And here comes the critical part of it. IAM role. Choose from an existing IAM role. Alright. If I don't have an IAM role, don't worry much about it. AWS stands by us there. So just click on create a new rule, and we will have a new rule created when the policy is going to be getting created. So encryption, do we want to do that? It's up to us. If we don't want the encryption, we can just leave it as it is. If I want to change the storage class, let's say you want to put it in a long-term deep archive, then probably I can go and select this and leave it for deep archive. Or if I just want to leave it in standard for now, for this test purpose, I'll leave it here. Alright, and under the replication options, we have the most important option here that we need to modify, remember, is the delete marker replication. We'll come to this later. Alright, so let me click on save. And here, this option wasn't available a few months ago, and now we have this option where AWS is asking, do you want to replicate existing objects, or you do not want to replicate the existing objects? For the purpose of this demonstration, I will leave it as do not replicate. Alright, and I'll click on submit. So once I've clicked on submit, I will have this replication rule set, and I can see the replica rule here. The status is enabled. The destination region we have here. Alright, destination to standard. A replica owner is same as source. So all's good. So let's come back to the origin bucket. And before going and testing this, let's go to the management console. Alright, and let's go to the security credentials. You remember we had created one new IAM role, not us. The system automatically created for us. So if we go and click on the roles, you should be able to see that. So you see here S3 cross-region replication role for test origin bucket 00001, and the AWS service is S3. So not only this, there is a role, there is also an associated policy which is created for that one. And you see here, we have the policy here. All right. So this was automatically created. Pretty much easy, right? So we don't have to, worry much about this. All right. So let's come back. Go back to the roles, and yes, so the setup is complete. So now at the moment I have this one file here. All right, so it doesn't have any other versions because this is a new bucket. All right, so and the destination has no objects also because the replication hasn't started to happen. So now let me go and upload the same AWS logo file, and let's see what happens. Alright, so let me go and hit upload. Upload is succeeded. Alright, so now if I'm going to refresh this, and if I'm going to click on show versions, I should be seeing two versions here. Right, so this is the latest version that we uploaded, and this is the previous version. Let's check out on the destination bucket what's happening. It is going to take a few seconds. It will not happen instantaneously, so we will have to be a bit patient there. Alright, so we have the object come in, and it's already replicated to the destination bucket. So let's go and check out the versions here. And you see the version is the TQLB. Yeah, so let's go and check out the origin. So that was the latest version, So whatever was uploaded, after enabling the replication policy was only copied. However, we can copy the older ones also using a back job, for which it is a separate module altogether. Okay, it's a bit of an advanced mode, and we'll check out that mode later. All right, so the replica is working as expected. Now let me just go and upload a new file, and this has got no versions here. Let me upload the GCP logo. Yes, the upload is succeeded, and let me check on the versions. I have only one GCP logo uploaded here. Let me go to the destination and see what's happening. Gonna be refreshing for a few times there. Alright, so we have the GCP logo successfully replicated to the destination bucket. Alright, so that's about the a basic replication setup. Let's say now we want to go ahead and delete a object. Alright, so deletes are not a complete object delete is not facilitated yet on the S3 replication right now. Okay, so let's say I'm going to be going and deleting this AWS logo.png. Let's see what's happening there. Yeah, let me delete both the objects. I'm deleting both the objects, all objects related to the name AWS logo. All right. Okay, that was successfully deleting the objects, and we don't have those objects anymore. So we have only the GCP logo object which was uploaded. Let's see what's happening on the test destination bucket. So pretty much the delete was not replicated. Now we've got a next step to test it out. Okay, so now we go into the management part, and we will go to the replica rule, and within the replica rule we have an edit option. Alright, so what we want to do right now is we want to go ahead and set the delete marker replication. So remember, delete markers created by S3 delete operations will be replicated. Delete markers created by lifecycle rules are not replicated. Alright, but however, the idea that we are trying to replicate test here is what happens to the object when a delete marker replication is enabled. Let me save this. Alright, so at the moment we have only one object within this origin bucket. So let me go ahead and again add the same object here. That's, yeah. Let me upload the object. So I guess all of you would already know that whenever we try to delete, there will be a delete marker set on it. Alright, so let's go and check this out here. So the GCP logo, there is only one object at the moment. Let's just give it a few seconds. Alright, so we have the previous object, the latest object which was uploaded, I can see here. Alright, let me close the show versions here, and let me go and click on the delete. So we get the information here telling us deleting the specific objects adds delete markers to them. Alright, so let's go ahead and delete it. That was done. So which means we'll be having only the delete. At the moment we don't see here, but when we click on show versions, we see the delete marker set on it. However, on the destination bucket, this is going to be reflected. Only the destination marker is going to be set on it. The destination markers are replicated. The delete markers are replicated. The destination or the complete delete is not replicated. Alright, so remember. So this is an exam question also. So please do remember this. So I see the delete marker getting replicated. Alright. Thank you very much for watching this session, and I'll see you in the next session.